What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video. And today, this is late. I did say I was gonna make this up, but I never said it. I'm gonna be going over what's next, what I think is next for the UFC 325 fighters that fought not the last event, but the other one before that. So about a week and a half ago. I mean, it's actually only been less than 10 days since that event. It's hard to think about it. I'm pretty sure. So it hasn't been that long ago. But I'm just gonna be going over. So if you remember the fights I predicted and recaps, it was really just the last four. So I'm only gonna be going over what I think is next for the fighters in the last four fights of this card. So UFC 324, if you'll know, Alexander Volkanovski was the headliner versus Diego Lopez in the rematch. Just to refresh the casuals' brains who don't know. But yeah, that is what this video is on. I hope y'all enjoy. So starting off with the champion who retained, Alexander Volkanovski. Lackluster performance, but I heard rumors that he was hurt. Before that, he was still coming off an injury. I don't know. I think it is probably mostly because he's just getting older and not as good, but could have something to do with an injury. Either way, Volk did get the job done. He was pretty competitive. I will say that. It was pretty close, but he did get the job done. And I think it's very clear on who this man fights next, and there's really no debate for it at all. Winner of Movsar Evloev and Lerone Murphy. Absolutely, that is the number one contender fight. Not even close. Official number one contender fight. Headliner, they're fighting in March. It's going to be a great fight. 5 rounds. The winner absolutely must fight Volk next. They are the true number one contender. The winners. I love this fight. Movsar versus Lerone Murphy. It's just stylistically, it's a great fight. They were meant to fight each other. I mean, they're both undefeated. It's going to be a great, entertaining show for all the fans to watch. It's going to be a great fight. Clearly, they are the number one contenders. A lot of people argue that Movsar already deserved a title shot. Even people argue that Lerone Murphy earned the title shot. And they were both very highly rumored that they would get the next title shot. But they gave it to Diego Lopez instead, which obviously backfired back, which leads to the next fighter. The man who lost to the champion. We got Diego Lopez, who has now lost again. He's 0-2 on Volk. Yeah, y'all. If y'all watch my channel, you know what I thought about Lopez's performance. I thought it was embarrassing. I thought he fought horrible. Thought he disgraced himself, his country, his fans, his family. Okay, I mean, he really didn't do anything good, and yet it's weird because he actually almost won the fight too. Like, arguably, you could make a small argument that Lopez won the fight. I'm just going to be honest. There was not a ton of action to score. They were like, really, like the last 3 rounds, there was maybe 2 or 3 altercations. The difference was Volk threw some jabs. That's about it. Maybe some leg kicks. Barely anything, but Volk got the job done. It was not really anything like the first fight. Lopez fought horrible. One of the, maybe arguably the worst game plan ever in a championship fight. I mean, I really don't know what he's thinking, but I'm not going to get into it too much because I already made a whole video specifically just to call it a rant for him. So his opponent, I was saying Arnold Allen. Allen also lost pretty recently. They're both in the featherweight division. Allen lost to Jan Silva. It'd be a top 10 fight. I think it should be 3 rounds on probably a numbered event card. I think it'd be a pretty good fight. I hope Lopez comes back stronger. The Lopez we saw, I think Arnold Allen would win. I think he'd keep his range and distance very well, just like Volk does. He'd get the job done. Lopez is going to need to learn to grapple more. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, pretty sure, and he's very good at it. He needs to take his talents and use them and stop having these garbage game plans. So, co-main event winner, we had Benoit Saint-Denis, for short, BSD. I was very, very impressed with this man. I think he's really good. He's come a long way. I used to shut the door on him and said this guy's terrible. All the hype was for nothing about him coming from like the Marine Corps or military, wherever he came from. But ever since he switched teams, he's been on a huge win streak, and I've been very impressed with how he's getting the job done. And I think this guy's truly really good. It is kind of a shame that he's in the arguably the hardest weight class. We have someone like Ilia Topuria as champion, and then you have a BMF champion with someone like Max freaking Holloway. And then, I mean, it's like I was saying, we got legends like Charles Oliveira, and you got someone like Armin Sarukian's in the division. So it's like extremely competitive division, by far the most, not by far, but it's very competitive in my opinion. Um, I think it's going to be hard for him, but I believe this guy's got potential. I think he has talent, a lot of it, and I think he can really make these fights competitive for those guys. And for that, I don't have the slide for it, but I think he deserves the fight for the winner of Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira for the BMF title. I think he's that good, guys. This guy is a dog. He will go after he's a brawler. He deserves a BMF title fight. That's what I think about him. A lot of people might disagree with that, but I think he deserves a BMF title fight, the winner of Max Charles. I mean, this guy's coming off embarrassing of fighting Mauricio Ruffy, and then to beat Dan Hooker like that, just smash his face in. He deserves a BMF title fight. He will fit right in with those BMFs in this division. So, I'm liking this dude. And then the guy who lost to Dan Hooker, well, who he beat. Dan Hooker is not doing good right now, guys. He's had good, like, I remember him with the Gamrot fight. He looked really good. He's falling off right now. He's on a 2-fight losing streak now, I believe. Armin was a very acceptable loss. Extremely talented dude. But he got his face smashed in by BSD. I still think he can come back from this. For that, I think it's best he fights Rafael Fiziev. I think that'd be a good fight. They're both coming off, like, they're both on losing streaks right now. I think it's a good fight for them. I think it's very arguable that you can give Fiziev an unranked opponent. He's losing. But as far as money goes and for the fans would like to see, I think this would be a really good fight. Nice little 3-rounder, maybe a 5-rounder for a fight night. But I'd probably go say a 3-rounder. I think it'd be really good. I think Hooker would probably win, but I think if Fiziev like locks back in and goes back, I don't know if it was the injury that made him like this, but I don't think so because Fiziev still kind of fought pretty good against Gagey. Fiziev he's got a lot of work to do mentally and physically, and I think he can come back stronger. And I think the old Fiziev would beat Dan Hooker. So that wrapped up a lot of fighters for this. So the final fight, we'll go over Taliesin Teixeira versus, Tai Tuivasa. Teixeira, I was not impressed with this man at all. I think he fought very bad. I think they both fought very bad. It was a very hard watch for this fight. This looked like two very bad unranked heavyweights who both don't look UFC level. But the UFC's been hyping this dude up. They already have Teixeira ranked in the heavyweight rankings, which is crazy because I think there's a lot of ranked heavyweights who'd probably beat him. Teixeira was absolutely winded, couldn't even breathe in round 3. They weren't even doing anything. I'm pretty sure he was probably even too afraid to stand with Tuivasa and was relying with his very not good, great grappling. His grappling's okay, but he's very slow, very out of shape. It's very easy to knock him out. I mean, Tuivasa had the knockout in 3rd round. So I'm not too big on this dude. And for that, I think he should fight Shamil Gaziev, the Blob. I think it'd be a very close fight because I think they're both to get gassed immediately. And I think Gaziev would win, guys. I think his wrestling's better, and I think he'd out-wrestle him. I think Gaziev still got better wrestling, and I think Teixeira would gas out. So I think never going to hop on that Teixeira hype train. Never doing it. He looked pretty scary in Derek Lewis' fight. No. Then we got Tai Tuivasa. Bam Tuivasa. I've always loved Tai Tuivasa. But yeah, that was a very embarrassing performance. He was down 2-0, I'm pretty sure, going into 3rd. And then he literally had the knockout. He hurt Teixeira so many times, but could not just finish him. He wasn't even putting his hands up anymore, either of them, and he could have finished him. He was so hurt. So easy. It was the easiest knockout ever. For that, retirement. I want to see him retire. This man is catching up to Tony Ferguson with the losing streak. I think it's time for retirement. If he wants to do one more, unranked fighter who is coming off a loss in his hometown or something, and then retire. But I think his first one he should probably retire. I mean, he had a good run. I mean, the most that impressive thing to say is he almost got to fight John Jones because he got to fight Ciryl Gane. So his biggest accomplishment is losing to Ciryl Gane. The fact he got to be in the octagon with Ciryl Gane. I mean, he knocked out Derek Lewis, which is pretty cool. The elbow. But Derek Lewis, not that impressive. He's pretty good, but obviously Lewis coming off that knockout to Waldo Cortez Acosta, not that good. At least not anymore. I mean, that man's 40 years old. Tuivasa, I think he's trying to hang it up. I love you. I think you're a good fighter, but no one... I don't really think you're a good fighter at all anymore. But there was a time where you were pretty good. You very dangerous hands, and people were intimidated of you. But yeah, overall, that's what I think about what's next for these guys. I'm a little short than usual. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I please like and subscribe. If you're new, turn on notifications. And yeah, I'll see you guys.